Hey, you. You on the plane. Okay, I got your note, and I believe that you're sane now. Now, my name's Captain Braddock, and I'll be talking to you, and believe me, son, this is not something you want to do, so stay cool. Tell me what you want, what you need, what is your plan, and I'll do, I promise, whatever I can. Just don't hurt anybody. We'll do it your way. Come on, let's talk. What do you say? I mean, what happened? What went down? What made you this way? A plane in prison, and everyone's scared. And now that it was too late, somebody cared. An asshole with a loudspeaker wanted to know what made me this way. But all I could think about was that crazy Jose. It's all right, Finky. I will tell you one more time. To take this dynamite and you tie it with a piece of twine or a piece of tape. You handle it real careful or you will not escape. Then you take a piece of wire and you wrap it from the terminal to the fuse. You push down this button and your body you lose. Now you pay me the bread and you walk out the door. You don't call me, you don't know me, you don't see me no more. Don't tell me nothing, don't mention the plan. Pay me the bread, slap me 5, and later, my man. Jose's image vanished as the megaphone blared. 200 people and all of them scared, and with good reason, for I no longer cared. Braddock's voice came through once again. Look, just pick up the red phone and pretend I'm a friend. I'm willing to listen. I want to understand. Are you a terrorist? Are you an American? Do you have a demand? I picked up the red phone and said, no, yes, yes. I didn't know what Braddock was thinking. I could only guess. With a response like that, communication seemed bleak. But now, as I planned, I was ready to speak. All right, Braddock, I want to tell you the story. Every last detail, the mundane and the gory. All this happened less than 3 months ago when I took a flight from Philly to San Juan to escape the snow. You see, I'm a writer. I'm a novelist. That is artistically what I do. And Braddock, every word I'm about to tell you is true. I did something stupid. I took all my unpublished work, 3 novels, 40 stories, 20 songs, and then, like a jerk, put them in a green canvas bag. 15 years, 64 pounds of work, everything that I had, and I checked that bag into this bloody airline. And I flew to Puerto Rico thinking everything fine. There was only one major problem. There was only one major snag. When I got off that plane, there was no writer's bag. I immediately made a strong formal complaint. I'm a peaceful man by nature, and I believe in restraint. Good sir, I assure you, we will find your valise. Do not worry. Enjoy your vacation. Peace. Now, maybe it's just my own naivete. I mean, there were 6 others who lost their bags on that flight that day, but because my bag was only of value to me, I thought it would be returned. But my goodness, Braddock, how this boy has learned. 3 weeks later, my piece took a turn for the worse. They had not found the bag in the preliminary search, and now all communications will be coming through the central searching warehouse in Florida. They'll be contacting you. Don't try to call them. They don't have a phone. But don't worry. We'll find it. You are not alone. I immediately made plans to return to Philly, and on that flight met a stewardess named Millie McGee, who took time out to sympathetically listen to me and my sad tale of woe, and told me that she too was about to go to that very warehouse because she had also lost the bag. She lived in Miami and had plenty of time. She would recover the bags and I would get mine. And for a week I figured the fates had cut me a break. But then I got news I just couldn't take. Millie called and said she had gone to the place and that there was so much luggage there, it was a major disgrace. There were literally mountains and mountains of bags and suitcases, and if anyone was searching, she didn't see traces. She did, however, see guys heaving bags to the top of huge piles, and just to contain all the paperwork, there were literally hundreds and hundreds of files. They'll never find your bag, she said, 'cause they don't give a duck. I sympathize. I'm sorry, and I wish you good luck. I hung up the phone and collapsed in a chair and proceeded to calculate my loss in despair. I mean, it was not the end of the world. I would survive. My family was well. We were all still alive, but I truly grieved over what I had lost because that writing had come at an incredible cost. I mean, just to defend what I was pursuing to people who couldn't possibly understand what I had been doing had certainly taken its toll. Over the years, its effect had hardened and bloodied my soul. And what an incredible, stupid, unbelievable, ridiculous way to fail. It's like saying, God forgive me, Braddock, forgive the cliche, the check's in the mail. I was a painter of words and my canvases were gone. 3 novels, 40 stories, and song after song. I could never recapture the feeling that was responsible for each creative flow, and I fell into a depression that continued to fester and grow until I made a decision to fight. And I began to make calls and to write Eastern Airlines, and finally got the number of the Miami operation and reached one MP Sykes, who had headed the investigation. "Listen, Mr. Sykes," I said, "we're not talking about a bunch of shirts. What I lost is a part of me, and the loss really hurts. Now, I'm willing to come down at my own personal cost, and I'll work every day until I find what I've lost. Eastern won't have to pay a dime. I'll do it for free." "I'm sorry, Mr. Fink. We can't do that. It's just not policy." "Policy? Policy? Is that what you said?" "Don't you see, Braddock? At that moment I was dead. For MP Sykes had simply not heard. Policy? Policy? It was all so absurd. But Sykes said he would look again. He gave me his word. Then 2 days later I received a $30 check in the mail." "You're kidding." "Well, Braddock, what did you expect? I told Sykes I did not want money, but a $30 check was not even funny. So I called my attorney and I told him to sue. And he told me there was nothing he could do. For the airlines are protected by a cap on each article lost, and the only thing that makes them react to anything, my friend," he said, "is the cost. We really can't win. You'll have to pay." "I don't care. Sue him. Do it today." "All right, listen, I'll sue him if it'll make you feel better. But first I want to send them a very strong letter." So we sent them a letter, and they quickly wrote back, "No, Mr. Fink cannot look for his sack." There was absolutely nothing I can do. So I got ready to sue, when an article appeared in the New York Times entitled, "What Happens to Lost Luggage on the Airlines?" It said that the carriers sell their luggage to a North Carolina store. Owens Unclaimed Freight. Need I say more? Incredible. Just imagine, if only 2 bags are lost on each Eastern flight, and there are 1,000 trips from morning to night, then we're talking about 2,000 bags a day, 60,000 bags a month, a big business, and big businesses pay. I then realized it was easier for Eastern to ignore the hollers and to pay off its travelers in minimal dollars than to actually look for the bag. I called a store in North Carolina and spoke directly to Owens. "Mr. Fanuc," he said, "yes, I remember. We bought all those bags that were lost in December, and I certainly can sympathize. Why, if I weren't a grown-up man, it'd bring tears right to my eyes. Now, we're not in the business of returning lost bags, but I'll tell you what I'll do. If Eastern tells me to help, then I'll certainly look for you." "Well, why can't I come down and look for myself? What are you afraid I'll see?" "Why, nothing, Mr. Fanuc, nothing at all. But it's just not policy." "Policy? Policy?" I couldn't comprehend, but I started calling Eastern again, and reached at last one Gary Bowens, the Eastern exec who had actually sold the lost bags to Owens. "Mr. Fink, I understand and appreciate your suggestion, but what you ask is totally out of the question. When we sold those bags to Owens, that made us free of any and all responsibility." "Responsibility? Responsibility? Are you people mad? Don't you understand it was everything that I had? Look, all I'm asking is that you make one lousy call. Just tell Owens to help me is all." "Okay, all right. I'll do what I can. I'll talk to some people and I'll contact the man." 2 days later, he was back on the line. "Mr. Fink," he began, "and I hope you feel fine, and I want you to listen carefully to what I have to say. Now, listen, we sold Owens the luggage, and they hauled it away to their plant to separate what they can sell from what they can't. You see, there's no market for used paper. Do you understand? Now, I want you to listen to this, and I want you to act like a man. Hey, maybe if you hear this, it'll make you feel better, because last week, everything worthless was fed to the shredder." "Oh, God," gasped Braddock. "They destroyed all your work?" "Yes, Braddock. That's what they did, and that destruction made me berserk. So you tell all the executives that it takes more than brain. It takes gutsy decisions to keep you humane. You tell them, Braddock. You tell them for me. Stop! I can't! Why not? It's policy! Wait, can't I do something? No, I shouted and reached for the button. 2 men rushed to stop me. A woman started to scream, and in a cold sweat, I awoke from the dream. No, Owens was wrong. I didn't feel better, knowing my work had been fed to the shredder. But this was not the end. I would write those stories again. Okay. All right. All right, I did something stupid. Okay. Okay. I did something stupid. All right, I take the blame. I did something stupid.